You are smart, you solve problems, you read books, you think fast. People respect your mind, but English still feels impossible. You studied hard, you memorized grammar, you collected words, you analyzed rules. But when you try to speak, your mouth is locked. You look successful. People say you are capable. You handle numbers. You plan carefully. But English does not follow your plan. Every time you open your mouth, fear comes. Fear of mistakes. Fear of judgment. Fear of sounding weak. Fear of losing respect. So you stay quiet. You wait. You prepare. You think again. But English is not waiting. Life is not waiting either. Maybe you think, I am not ready. But how long will you wait? How many years will you carry the same fear? You are not lazy. You're not careless. You try harder than many. But sometimes effort is not enough when the path is wrong. English is not only knowledge, it is practice. It is sound. It is rhythm. It is mistakes. It is courage. Not only theory. Smart people like you love theory. You like answers. You like clear logic. But language is messy. English breaks rules every day. You feel frustrated. You ask yourself, why can I solve big problems, but not this simple thing? The question hurts. The answer hides. Maybe you compare yourself with others. Someone speaks confidently. Someone learns faster. Someone less smart than you. And it feels unfair. You think, if they can do it, why can't I? That question burns inside you. It makes you doubt your own strength. The truth is simple. Being smart is not the key. Intelligence helps in many areas, but with English, a different key is needed. You must let go. You must accept mistakes. You must speak before you are ready. You must feel stupid before you feel strong. But here is the problem. Smart people hate feeling stupid. You hate losing control. You hate looking weak. So you hold back. Holding back feels safe, but it kills progress. Every year you stay silent. The wall grows higher. The dream goes further away. You look back and see wasted time. You imagine what life could be if you had spoken earlier. That thought is heavy. But here's the thing. You are not alone. Many smart people stand exactly where you stand, trapped between knowledge and fear. This story is for you, for the thinkers, for the planners, for the ones who try but still feel stuck, for the silent fighters, because you do not need more grammar. You do not need more books. You need a shift, a change in how you see English. And once that shift begins, something new will rise inside you. Not only language, confidence, freedom, opportunity, a different future. So listen closely. Open your heart. Forget the past. Forget the pride. This is not just another English lesson. This is your mirror. And maybe, if you stay with me, this story will show you why you failed before and how you can finally break free. You sit at your desk, a notebook open, a list of words. You write, repeat, underline. You believe repetition will save you. But when you hear a native speaker, the words fly too fast. Your mind freezes. Your notebook cannot protect you. You try another method. Videos, podcasts, apps. You collect resources like trophies, but trophies do not make you play the game. You analyze grammar charts. You draw diagrams. You ask why every rule exists. But English is not math. Rules bend. Exceptions grow. Still, you believe if you just study more, one day you will unlock the secret. But the day never comes. Every year you promise, this time will be different. You buy a new book, a new course, a new notebook. Hope returns. But soon, the same pattern repeats. You understand rules. You recognize words. But when it's time to speak, silence wins again. The silence is heavy. You feel shame. You feel small. People think you are quiet. But inside, you scream for expression. You tell yourself, I'm not ready yet. You wait for the perfect moment. But perfection is an enemy, not a friend. Days turn into months, months into years. You keep waiting, but waiting only makes fear stronger. Fear grows each time you delay. You are not lazy. You work hard, you stay late. You repeat sentences many times. But practice in silence does not build courage. Your brain loves order. But English lives in chaos. People cut words. People mix slang. People ignore grammar. And you feel lost. You want control. But English demands risk. You want certainty. But English lives in mistakes. You want safety. But growth hides in danger. So you live in two worlds. On paper, you know a lot. In reality, you cannot use it. The gap hurts deeply. Sometimes you try speaking. But one mistake, one laugh, one confused face, and your confidence breaks like glass. You retreat into silence. You replay the scene at night. You think of better answers, perfect sentences. But it is too late. The moment has passed, and with each failure, you trust yourself less. You say, maybe I am not good at languages. That belief becomes a prison. But the truth is different. You're good enough. Your brain is strong. Your effort is real. The problem is your method. Smart people often overthink. They build walls of analysis. But language is learned by breaking walls, not building them. You cannot think your way into English fluency. You must act your way there. But action feels unsafe. So you avoid it. And every time you avoid, the cycle repeats. More study, more silence, more regret. The pattern tightens around you like chains. You look at others. Some speak badly, but without fear. They improve faster than you. Because they risk. They fall. They rise again. And you realize the world does not reward silent perfection. It rewards brave mistakes. It rewards those who try, not those who wait. This is the painful reality. Many smart people are stuck. Not because they lack intelligence, but because they use it in the wrong way. And maybe you see yourself here. Maybe this story feels like a mirror. If yes, do not turn away. The truth is calling. Because the longer you hide, the longer English stays locked inside you, and the longer your dreams stay out of reach. You think time is on your side. You think waiting will prepare you. But waiting does not prepare. Waiting only steals your chance. You say, tomorrow I will start. But tomorrow never comes. Tomorrow becomes next week. Next week becomes next year. Life disappears quietly. You are not killing time. Time is killing you. Every day in silence is another day of lost opportunity. If you cannot start now, you will not start later. Later is a lie. Later is a prison disguised as comfort. Think about it. Did you ever feel ready for the big things in life? Exams? Déménagement? Relationships? No. You just started. And when you started, you learned, you grew, you failed. But you stood up again. That is how growth always works. But with English, you wait for perfect readiness. You demand certainty. You demand zero mistakes. That demand is your biggest enemy, because readiness is an illusion. Nobody is ready. Everyone begins messy. Everyone begins weak. That is the only way forward. So let me tell you a truth. Intelligence will not save you. Books will not save you. Only action will save you. Every minute you hesitate, someone else speaks. Someone else risks. Someone else grows. And you fall further behind in silence. Your silence is not protection. Your silence is slow death. It is comfort on the outside, but destruction on the inside. If you stay silent, you will never feel fluent. Fluency is not silence. Fluency is sound. Fluency is mistakes turned into music. Yes, you will sound wrong at first. Yes, people may laugh. Yes, you will feel small. But this is the price of growth. And when you pay the price, the reward comes. confidence, connection, freedom. You cannot buy it with theory, only with courage. So stop telling yourself you are not ready. You're ready the moment you speak. Readiness is created by action, not before action. This is the wake-up call. Stop waiting. Stop hiding. Stop protecting your pride. Your pride is not your friend. It is your cage. Open the cage. Walk out with broken words. Walk out with shaking voice. That is how freedom begins. That is how English begins. Do not mistake analysis for progress. Analysis feels busy, but progress feels scary. If it is not scary, it is not growth. You do not need another rule. You do not need another method. You need courage. Courage to start. Courage to continue. Courage to fail. And when you fail, remember this: failure in practice is success in disguise. Every wrong word is a step toward the right one. This is the moment to decide. Will you keep waiting for perfect safety, or will you risk imperfection to find your voice? Because English will not come to you. You must go to it. And the road is made of mistakes, not theories. So take this truth. Hold it in your heart. The only way to fail forever is to never begin. Let me tell you something. Your fear of mistakes is the wall between you and English fluency. That wall grows taller each year you wait. Smart people hate mistakes. You hate being wrong. You hate looking weak. But language is built on mistakes. They are not enemies. They are teachers. Think about a child. A child does not wait for perfect grammar. A child says broken words. People laugh. But the child keeps speaking. And slowly, mistakes turn into fluency. Not because of books, not because of rules, but because the child dares to speak every day. Now imagine an adult who studies 50 grammar books but never speaks. Knowledge grows, but confidence dies. That adult stays trapped forever. This is the truth. You must embrace mistakes. Each mistake is a seed. Each seed grows into strength. Without seeds, nothing grows. So the solution is simple. Speak now. Speak wrong. Speak broken. But speak. Only through broken words will your strong voice appear. Every time you speak, you collect lessons. Every time you stay silent, you collect regrets. Which collection do you want in your life? Action step. Next time you have a chance, speak one sentence ten amrura. Not perfect, just yours. That sentence will be your first step out. Here's the second truth. Your intelligence is powerful. But when it comes to English, your intelligence becomes a trap. You overthink everything. You ask too many questions. Why this word? Why this tense? Why this exception? You try to control chaos with logic, but chaos refuses. Language is not a machine. It is a living thing. People break rules. People invent slang. People shorten words. Overthinking cannot keep up. So what happens? You freeze? You wait until every question is answered. But in language, questions never end. So your waiting never ends. Meanwhile, others jump in. They speak badly. They laugh at their own mistakes. They look silly. But they move forward while you stand still. Overthinking is safe. It feels productive. But it is not progress. Progress comes only when you step into the unknown. Imagine a swimmer. He watches 100 videos about swimming. He knows the theory, but he never touches water. He cannot swim. You are that swimmer with English. You study, you analyze, but you never dive in. And without diving, you will never float. The solution is action before understanding. Speak first. Understand later. Dive in before you feel ready. Clarity will come from doing, not waiting. Action step. Stop after 5 minutes of theory. Then practice 5 minutes of speaking. Train your brain to balance thought with action. Because freedom from overthinking comes when you accept this. You will never know everything, but you already know enough to begin. There was a man named Min. He was smart, successful, respected at work. People admired his skills. But deep inside, he carried a secret pain. Min could not speak English. He studied for years. He passed grammar tests. He memorized thousands of words. But when he met foreigners, silence covered him. At work, opportunities came. His company wanted someone to present to international clients. Everyone looked at Min. He looked away. Fear stopped him. That night, he sat alone in his office. The lights off. Only his computer glow. He asked himself, why can I solve problems but fail here? He remembered all the nights he studied. Flashcards, dictionaries, videos, books, hours of effort. But effort without speaking became wasted time. He thought about his childhood. As a boy, he loved drawing. His first pictures were messy. People laughed. But he kept drawing. He improved. Why was English different? Why did he demand perfection now? When, as a child, he accepted mistakes? The question burned in his heart. One day, Min's friend invited him to a cafe language exchange. At first, Min refused. He said, I am not ready. But his friend insisted. Finally, Min agreed. His hands shook as he entered the cafe. The room was full of laughter, broken sentences, strange accents. Nobody was perfect. A young woman spoke to him. Hello? My name Anna. Nice meet you. Her grammar was wrong. Her accent was heavy. But she smiled. Something changed inside Min. If she could speak freely, why couldn't he? Why was he silent when others dared to be imperfect? He tried. His first sentence was broken. Words came slowly. His tongue felt heavy. But Anna listened. She nodded. She encouraged. For the first time, Min felt a small victory. Not perfect, not fluent, but alive. His words were not in his notebook anymore. That night, walking home, Min realized something powerful. Silence had been his prison. Mistakes were not chains. Mistakes were keys. After that day, Min returned to the cafe every week. Each time, his voice grew louder. Each time, his sentences grew longer. Each time, fear shrank. He still made mistakes. People corrected him. Sometimes he felt embarrassed, but embarrassment faded quickly. Progress stayed. Mistakes became teachers, not enemies. At work, a new chance appeared. The manager asked, who can join the meeting with foreign clients? Min raised his hand. His heart raced. The day of the meeting arrived. His English was not perfect. He forgot words. He repeated himself. But he delivered the message. Clients understood. After the meeting, his manager smiled. Good job, Min. That smile felt bigger than any diploma. It was proof of courage, not grammar. From that moment, Min's world expanded. He spoke with foreigners on business trips. He made friends online. He watched movies without subtitles. English became alive. He discovered the truth. The barrier was never English itself. The barrier was fear. Once fear broke, English opened like a door. And Min's story is not unique. Many smart people are trapped in silence. But the key is the same for all. Action. Because intelligence helps, but courage transforms. Books teach rules, but mistakes teach freedom. Only when you accept imperfection, you find your true voice. So if you feel like Min once felt, do not wait. Do not hide. Begin now. Your first broken word can change your life. Remember, English is not about being perfect. It is about being brave. It is about connection. It is about stepping out of silence. You have one life. Do not waste it, waiting for the perfect moment. Perfection is a lie. Progress begins with action, not with waiting. Think of Min's story. He was smart, respected, prepared. Yet silence kept him trapped. Only when he accepted mistakes did freedom arrive, and your story can be the same. You do not need more grammar rules. You do not need another course. You need courage. Courage to speak, courage to fail, courage to feel small today, so you can feel strong tomorrow. That is the path of growth. Remember this truth. English will not punish your mistakes. Life will punish your silence. Silence steals chances. Silence kills dreams. But your voice can change everything. One broken sentence can open one door. One conversation can create one opportunity. One risk can transform your future. So today, do not just listen. Do not just agree. Take one action. Speak one sentence. Make one mistake. That is your victory. Your intelligence is already enough. Your effort is already enough. All you need now is bravery. Bravery to open your mouth and begin. If this message touched you, do not let it fade. Keep it alive by acting today, not tomorrow. Today, now. This moment. And if this story inspired you, stay with us. Like, subscribe, share. Together, we will learn. Together, we will grow. Together, we will rise. Because your voice matters, your dream matters, and your time is now. Do not wait. Speak today. Live today. Begin today.